And visa officer's duty is to judge your intention. That is suspicious. It raises a big question mark. Further details on this topic can be found on let me simplify it for you. Believe it or not, 1 in every 4 students gets the US visa denied. That's the US visa denial rate in India from last 10 years on average. And certain countries like African countries have even worse denial rate, like 50%, where every other student gets the US visa denial. And so as other countries like Iran, for example, have very high refusal rate. Why? Let's talk about the most common reasons for the US visa refusal, and most importantly, the tips that will help you increase your visa approval odds. With that said, the lack of home ties, I believe, is the major culprit here. Because the visa you are seeking is classified as non-immigrant visa. Means you don't have any intention to settle in the United States permanently. By applying a F1 visa, a student visa, or any non-immigrant visa, you are basically asking a permission to enter into United States for a certain number of years. In case of F1 visa, until you finish your studies. And then you very much intend to come back to your home country. That's what you are asking, just a permission to enter into United States for a certain number of years. And visa officer's duty is to judge your intention, whether you are one of the candidates who will likely to come back, return to home country, or will stay in United States permanently and settle there. He is the one who is going to make that call based on your answers during the interview and based on the information that you have provided in your DS-160 form. DS-160 form is the same form that you fill up when you apply for US visa. And one of the way to judge that intention, your intention to return back to home country, is to look at your home ties with your home country. How strong are your home ties? And this is where also students gets confused. How to prove the home ties? The ties to your home country are the things that connect you to your hometown, your place of residence, your homeland. For example, job, owning a home or an apartment, family, parents, financial prospects that you will own or inherit, investments, a significant business. Further details on this topic can be found on the government website. That's the State Department's Foreign Affairs Manual, Section 9 FAM 402.5-5E, which basically outlays the guidelines for the visa officer pertaining to the residence abroad. Now, I do understand most of the international students may not own a home. Don't worry, you can still prove your home ties. There are ways. According to this manual, this guideline, a visa officer should consider applicants' present intent and not what they might do after a lengthy stay in the United States. It further says that given that the most student visa applicants are young, they are not expected to have a long-range plan and may not be able to fully explain their plans at the conclusion of their studies. You, meaning visa officer, must be satisfied at the time of application for the visa that the applicant possesses the present intent to departure. That's the important point here. Applicants should possess the present intent to departure at the conclusion of their approved activities. Let me simplify it for you. It basically says as long as you say that you very much intend to come back, return to your home country, and all your answers align with it, visa officer has no reason to doubt your intention. He basically has to believe in what you are saying. So be confident, keep your head high, look in the eyes, keep your shoulders back with chest full of air, and be very confident with a firm voice. Say, "Sir, I want to return to my home country after I finish my studies." Now you can relax. But do this during the interview. The confidence is all that matters. How confident you are, how you convince visa officer. So if he gets any doubt from the interview that you are a candidate who might stay in US, he is not going to approve your visa. So be very confident. Now let's consider if you have a family member, close family member living in US. How visa officer will take that? Well, this could be a strong point for someone and a negative point for others. How? If you have a family member living in US, it's gonna show up on visa officer's screen during the interview, because in DS-160 form, this is one of the questions they ask you that whether you have any close family member living in US, and you have to answer honestly. The visa officer is most likely to look into the history of that particular family member. In particular, he is going to look into whether that person's immigration status is legal or illegal in US, whether that family member has violated any immigration laws during his or her stay in US. Has she or he ever overstayed in US on an expired visa? Whether that person entered in United States on a visitor or a non-immigrant visa and later filed for a green card or asylum? Whether or not that close relative of yours is a citizen or a permanent resident card holder in US. How did he or she attain that status? Visa officer is definitely going to dig more. And if there are any red flags, he is going to think that since you have a family history of someone living in US on an expired visa or violating the immigration law, you might as well do the same thing. You might as well follow the same path. At that point, you will basically be on the mercy of the visa officer. Whether he would like to give you an time or chance to explain yourself, or he just denies your visa straight. If he gives you a chance to explain yourself, you better be ready with a convincing answer. You have to convince the visa officer that why you are different, why you will not violate any law, why you will come back to your home country after you finish your studies. No, on the other end of the spectrum, if your family member is in the good books of US, by good books I mean if he's on F1 visa, O1 visa, H1 visa, or a legal immigrant, then the visa officer will be very confident in your application that you might as well follow the same path. You might as well not violate any immigration laws in US, and you will contribute in US economy, or follow the same path basically. Then I think it's a plus point, and visa officer will think that you will also follow the same path. Now, since we are talking about the family, how can I not talk about the applicants who apply a non-immigrant visa or a student visa for themselves only and not for their dependents? The people who leave the dependents behind. And let me clarify it, who is considered as a dependent. So anyone who is basically dependent on you, your spouse, your children under the age of 21. These are the people basically who can apply a dependent visa showing you as a main applicant on their visa application. Now you might be thinking that leaving dependents behind can prove strong home ties, but the answer is no. This might sound counterintuitive, but that's how it is. The visa officer is not going to look at it the same way as you are thinking. In fact, the visa officer will think that you have intention to go to United States, settle there, earn money, and send money back to your home country to support your family, and later down the line you might call your family to United States and you all will settle in United States. That's how he's gonna think, and that gives visa officer a reason to doubt your intention, because you again applying for a non-immigrant visa. Next, the visa officer will definitely refuse your visa if you do not subscribe my channel. Well, just kidding, but it doesn't hurt pressing that subscribe button. It just takes a fraction of a second for you, but it will be a great encouragement for me. Thank you for subscribing the channel. Thank you so much. Now let's move on to the next reason, and that is suspicious program or an unrelated program of study. Let me give you an example. Let's say you have an undergraduate degree in medical field and you got accepted in US University in economics field. Now these two programs are unrelated. Your background is not related to your intended field of study in US. That is suspicious. And now you have to explain it to the visa officer that why you are going to join this program. And if you are not able to convince him, not able to explain yourself that why you are joining this program, he might think that you are just joining this program to enter into United States. Your intention is just to enter United States and not to study there. So suspicious, that might lead to a rejection. A similar suspicion might also germinate in visa officer's mind if you are going to a low-ranked, unknown university or a community college. The reason is straightforward. If you are going to a low-ranked, unknown university, the visa officer will again think that you are just, using that university as a platform to enter into United States. And your real intention is not to study there, but to settle there, enter United States somehow by any means. It raises a big question mark on your intention. And remember, intention is all that visa officer is going to judge you on. So if you are going to US for better education, spending so much money, might as well choose a better university, a high ranked university. Why a crappy college? And that's also why when we work with students and send our students to US universities, we always apply and send them to the top universities in US. You can check our results on our website under the results tab. I will leave the link in the description down below. In addition to all the reasons I just talked about, social media is also getting one of the prominent reasons for the visa denial. Many applicants get denial just because of their some social media post on any of the social media platform like LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, or X, and any other social media platform. Make sure you don't get involved or don't write or don't post anything related to hate remarks or give any hate speeches or tweets, online bullying, obscenity, or spreading any wrong information on any of the social media and so on. Keep your social media clean and respectful all the time. And lastly, there are many other less common reasons for the visa denial, like lack of funds, hiding information on DS-160, previous visa refusal, and missing information on I-20. With that, I hope you find value in this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in next week in another video. Till then, take care. Bye.